Alright, guys, let's go and move on. So our mission is right now. Yeah, okay, we need to go there. So basically, we are going to go there, remove the barrier, and we are going to be transported after a short cutscene to a new base. I already upgraded, right? You think? Yep. Alright. Very cool, very nice. Let's go. The Luminous.
That console that looks like our scry should be the controls for the barrier. The thimble was built to interface with it.
Time to disrupt Asylum.
Okay, let's go. And yeah, new kind of enemies. And a boss, of course.
Great timing. I owe you one.
You need to come with me. All of you.
And of course, yeah, we'll get the achievement here. There you go. Once more unto ... Unravel the mighty enchantment. Very nice. Cassidan's hold. So that is our next base, new base. So 80 achievements all done, okay.
We mustn't cause a panic.
Sure. It's not like we had a dire supplies shortage on our hands before this happened.
What do I tell the High Enchanter? The Guild will want...
Enough. We won't discuss this further. Not in front of our guests. Identify yourselves.
Aurea Harpenay, or Silverbeak, as I'm known among Weaver circles. This is my band, and beside me is our acting point.
Bryn. And you are?
Khan Stunild, Eye of the Enclave. My colleagues are the Spindle and the Axle, representatives of the Enchanting and Crafting Guilds. Who sent you?
Sent us?
Tarza? Renland? Udea? The Enclave is the envy of the Maida for its magical prowess. Clearly one of those nations has finally grown a spine and decided to take it for themselves in our moment of weakness.
Moment.
No one sent us.
Moment.
What kind of fool do you take me for? You expect me to believe that you bypassed our veil, infiltrated our loom gates, and breached Asylum without a national power backing you?
When you put it that way.
This is a misunderstanding. We're Weavers, like you. There was a brief opportunity to enter the Enclave for the first time in decades, and we took it. Everything we've done since we arrived has been to uncover what happened here after the Surge. And to find you.
If that is true, have you really no inkling of the trouble you've caused?
No.
Your reckless conduct has unleashed an enemy that nearly destroyed us 27 years ago.
The Surgeborn. They first appeared a little over a decade after the Veil went up.
Where did they come from?
No one knows. But they arrived in the underworks before making their way to the surface.
Where they left a trail of destruction in their wake and wreaked havoc on the Enclave.
Causing casualties to rise.
And so I called for a retreat here, saving countless lives. We sealed the Surgeborn in the underworks for good, until now.
Hey, we can put the Surgeborn back where we found them. What goes out must go in, right?
That is not precisely a fundamental law of nature.
Your actions are irreversible. We no longer have a method to contain the Surgeborn.
You didn't have a contingency plan?
Asylum was the contingency.
Look, Surgeborn or not, we had no choice but to remove the barrier. Though I suppose we owe you thanks for warning us about the floods.
Who warned you?
You did.
Did we? I'll deal with you later.
While we can agree Arakim breached no contact protocol, it has proven to be the right decision. The floods were growing worse, and now they have stopped. Even if fixing them has introduced a new problem.
One my band would be more than happy to help you solve.
Ha! Work together.
Sorry to interrupt, but you mentioned your last name earlier. Any relation to Shireen Harpenay?
She was my mother. You know who she is?
Of course! I mean, before my time, obviously, but she's still renowned in the Enchanting Guild. Her work is remarkable. There's a statue of her in Denevron, you know?
Oh. I can't believe she didn't mention that.
There is so much I'd love to ask you, but for now, Aurea comes from a long bloodline of outstanding and renowned weavers. Shouldn't that buy her band some grace?
All right. Your presence in the outskirts will be tolerated. Nothing more.
What about the Surgeborn?
What about them?
Shouldn't we work together to deal with them?
We could use the help.
The Surgeborn are a problem for anyone in the outskirts, not us. Cassidan's hold is a fortress.
The scouts do head into the outskirts to scavenge for supplies.
We'll take our own precautions. Speaking of, we have pressing matters to attend to.
But
Enough! My word is final.
Bryn, the one that led us here is clearly the one that warned us. Try to talk to him before we leave. Maybe he's willing to work with us.
Will do.
Okay. Separate welcome. Consult with Arakim and we have a new map. I think there are total about 5 or 6. Codex anyway. First thing first. Go for the loom gate. Alright. No button. The first codex is right there. Left of the loom gate. Sum of activity. Cassidan's hold. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5 more locations. So 5 of the codex are here for Cassidan's hold only. I think total 6 are there, if I'm not mistaken. So 1 codex right there, 1 codex here, 1 codex there. I mean, it is very short location, so yeah. Plating and furnace. Organize chaos. Farsighter's cry. 4x5, nothing else. Yeah, something is humming. I know that one is. Yes, get this skateboard. Okay, I think only 5 are there. I thought there was 6. Anyway. Oh yeah, there it is. Displayed accreditation. Displayed accreditation. Okay. Something. I'm not going to try to read that again. Nice university. So total 6 here. Very nice, very nice. The eyes office. Yeah, we are going to talk, but let me just... Seriously, nothing. Okay, nothing else then. Let's go.
Hey, Arakim, was it?
Oh, just call me Arik.
Well, Arik, I never got a chance to thank you. You know, for grabbing me before I fell to my death.
I think you had it. Besides, I couldn't let you plummet into a chasm. The Eye is pretty peeved with me, but hey, that's just a bonus.
You and the Eye don't seem to get along very well.
What gave it away? The mutual contempt. The Eye doesn't like anyone who shows initiative or challenges him. Unfortunately, those are my main qualities. And I suspect he perceives them in you, too.
Yeah, I didn't get the impression he's my biggest fan. Will you be in trouble for saving us?
I'd worry if he ever decided to get off his throne and do something about it, but he finds that throne very comfortable.
So, are you glad we're here?
I'm thrilled you're here.
I have to say, I'm surprised.
Oh, yeah. Sorry for all that cloak and dagger stuff earlier. Khan Stanild had me on strict orders not to make contact with your Weaver band, but it was the right call. From what I just saw, your presence here is having an impact.
How so?
Notice how the Axle took my side against the Eye earlier. That never happens, and the Spindle is as quiet as a mouse most of the time, but not today.
Uh-huh. So these are big changes.
It might not sound like much, but they're excited you're here. Stanild can tell too. That's why he backed down so easily. And that's why I'm glad you're here.
So you're not upset that I breached Asylum, like your colleagues?
I've been pushing to do something about the Surgeborn for years. Setting them free wasn't great, but sealing them in the underworks indefinitely was never a good solution. Frankly, I think Khan Stanild is just annoyed you undid his one claim to fame. I guarantee he has no plans to do anything about the Surgeborn now that they're free.
You don't think he sees them as a threat?
He's got his head in the sand about a lot of things.
You seem awfully trusting of us, considering the terrible first impression we've made.
I was spying on you the first time we met, so let's call it even.
Sure. Maybe you know everything already then, but have you got any questions for me?
Just one. Why are you here?
Decades of war across the Maida followed after the Surge. Magic and Weavers were blamed for all of it. Without the Enclave as a stabilizing force, it's as if the world outside has splintered into factions, divided by chaos and fear. Not to mention the lands surrounding the Veil are completely shrouded in tangles. I'm here to bring down the Veil, and play a small part in restoring the Maida Basin to what it was before the Surge.
Wow. That's a big picture vision if I ever heard one. If that's truly what you want, then dealing with the Surgeborn is the first step. Ever since the Veil went up, our people have been in crisis. They've spent so long in it, they're afraid to do what it takes to get out. It doesn't help that some have benefited off that same crisis.
Who?
Who always benefits? The very top. Our leaders are too preoccupied with their own concerns to form a unified front against the Surgeborn.
Such as?
The Spindle is obsessed with getting the Arcs functional again. She believes that will help us regain control, and the Axle is too stressed about our supply shortage right now. But if their concerns were handled, they could pressure the Eye to finally address the Surgeborn.
That sounds like an opportunity. And are you a representative yourself? Do you have sway?
Representative, yes. Sway? No. I represent the Scouts, meaning I'm at the meetings, but I don't have the title to back me up. The Scouts were once points like you, but our role has changed since the Veil went up. We were effectively drafted into scavenging for food and supplies. It made sense following the Surge, but it's been years. Recently, we've even been separated from Cassidan's hold and the remaining civilians. Anyway, it's the guild leaders who will need to pressure Khan Stanild into dealing with the Surgeborn. which is what needs to happen before we can even think about tackling the Veil.
Sounds like I've got some palms to grease.
Yuck. But yes. I'll come by your camp later. We'll be able to speak more freely there.
What is that about?
The Eye isn't one for idle chit-chat. That's worth watching.
Talk to you back at our camp.
You got it.
Sev,
No. I mean, yes. I'm fine.
you sure?
Bryn, the rest of us are heading out. See you back at camp.
I got to go.
The tepid welcome complete. Insert with a spindle in Cassidan's hold. Alright. A loose thread. Anything else? Introduction. Pencil with Axel. Okay. Companion quest. Wood for the trees. Pencil with Sola. Okay, finally that thing is open. Let's go start with somewhere. First talk.
Before Asylum, all the loom gates were reset so that the Surgeborn couldn't use them to continue. How did you reconnect to the city?
We tracked down a key swatch to Denevron. Found it in the mayor's home in Poldervale.
Your band is quite resourceful.
Aurea leads one of the most accomplished bands in the... We could learn a lot from one another if we pulled...
But the Eye wouldn't be pleased if he caught me. No offense, but I
Okay, a loose thread.
Excuse me, but Arakim mentioned you're the Spindle, a leading representative.
Oh,
We wanted to formally introduce ourselves. I'm Aurea, as you know. This is Dam, our enchanter, and Bryn, our acting point.
We didn't catch your name earlier. Khan?
just call me Isla. Is there...
We'd actually like to help you. Apparently you want to restore the arcs.
Shh! Not so loud. Sorry, that sounds wonderful, but the Eye won't be happy about us collaborating.
Come on. You must know better than anyone how integral the arcs are to the Enclave. Why let the Eye's political games stand in the way?
I do know that. I mean, and I do want to fix the arcs more than anything. I just...
Okay. We'll try, but forgive us if our excitement bubbles over and we forget.
It's Dam. He's the one that might forget.
We know that the arcs began malfunctioning after the surge. A select few were even sabotaged. Any idea on what caused the other malfunctions?
Some theories, but nothing solid. Anyone who knew how to create arcs, let alone fix them, died before I was born. I've tinkered with an inactive arc that's lying near the Grand Gate, but it would make a world of difference if I could study a resonance that was freshly harvested from a great arc's pattern.
Consider it done.
Bryn's got you covered. She has a knack for harvesting great Archon.
You'll have it in no time.
If you're sure, I certainly would appreciate it. With discretion.
Right.
We've been talking a while.
Yeah, okay, so harvest. High attainment grants visibility on which great feature Archon is at the location to search for a great arc. I mean, I already knew that. Okay, harvest any great arc for fresh Archon resonance. Very nice. So we need to do a fresh defeat. Okay. So let's go. Talk first.
All this wreckage scattered throughout the room.
Khan Stanil.
And that's because he...
Correct. Speaking frankly, my impression is that he wanted any visitors to feel as if we were still in a though visitors are few and far between. Upper government officials only, all of whom are working from offices. We are the lucky few. What a privilege it is to work in a building that is open to the weather. I understand the motivation of wanting to wait. We achieved that 20 years ago. Thousands of survivors and yet, I still have to...
Introduction.
I am simply telling you, as the foremost leader of the Enclave, that I don't want you getting distracted.
Can you clarify what you mean by that?
You know exactly what I mean. Eyes down, know your focus on your own problems. tribes. Organize your little craftspeople. Keep the wheels of civilized society greased. And don't dare to presume you know better than...
If you have a problem with my performance, you are welcome to gather feedback from the people who elected me. They may have a clearer understanding of what I bring to the table.
We'll continue this conversation.
Haroon, Khan Atme. Allow me to formally introduce you to Bryn, the Weaver Band's...
You're the Axel, right? Arakim says you're a good person to know.
I am. My given name is Haroon, as Arakim said, but you may refer to me as Khan Atme. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, despite the circumstances. And I wish that the new Surgeborn threat requires us to realign our priorities. Some are a little slower on that than...
If there's anything we can do to move things along.
What about the supply shortage? I've seen her in combat. She's better than any of us.
What's her help look like? I'd prefer if she could avoid unleashing another apocalypse on us.
Okay,
Didn't
amazing
bring a lot with
quartermaster.
us, but if there's anything we can provide to you, our quartermaster, Casmin, will be happy to help. A decade working the maiden shipping lanes turned her hard as can't steel.
She sounds lovely. But unfortunately, we're supplying 10,000 people, not 7 weavers in their pack beat. And I doubt you'd have enough on your caravan to make much of a difference. Fortunately, there's a silver lining to your Surgeborn mess that could solve...
Count me in.
Right. With the Surgeborn unleashed, we're anticipating casualties and damage to our facility. However, there's a restricted area in the underworks that we lost access to decades ago when the Eye sealed it. The Institute.
Yeah, that's another map.
An
Another
arcane
area, another
laboratory
new
where
map.
The Enclave conducted its enchantment research, among other projects. Inside the Institute lies a significant supply cache. Its contents will be enough to keep us going for the time. If the notes the previous Axel left me are accurate, though, there's an...
Of course.
The Surgeborn secure territory by building structures, akin to insect hive. The Institute is likely overrun with them, and has been for 20...
So, the Surgeborn are a long-standing threat.
I wish I were old enough to remember what it was like to live without the fear of the Surge. As a child, I sat awake every night worrying about them. Knowing what I know now, I should have been even more scared.
I'm sorry you went through that.
Thank you.
All the more reason to actually do something about the problem, instead of spending our lives cowering behind the walls of our glorious fortress.
You'll hear no disagreement from me, now that the game board has been upended.
Sounds like I need to clear any Surgeborn hives from the...
That'll thin them out enough that my scouts will be able to access the supply.
Now that Asylum is lifted, we should be able... I'm going to trust you with this key swatch. It's been gathering dust for over 25...
Only the Eye would let such a crucial resource...
Yes. If we're clear on everything, I'll get back to work. My list of obligations grow. Someone has to keep this goddamn fortress running.
Institute. Very nice. Anything else? Of course.
What's your history here?
Why do you care?
To pass the time? Get to know you better? We could discover...
As I was elected to this seat 8 years ago.
What made you decide to run?
My predecessor was incompetent, and the Eye never seemed to have a problem.
Do you think he's...
You really aren't afraid of asking dangerous questions, are you? I personally haven't seen any evidence of his corrupt. It's easier to bribe the lower-level guild.
Isn't that
The wheels of society must, if they do any more than skim a little off the top. And that's why I've managed to keep my job.
How's your working relationship with the Eye?
He would like to think so. His seat casts the final vote when the council cannot make a decision.
But his seat had...
Khan Stanield wields power beyond the tradition, but he is our savior. So, which is to say, he is technically in contrast.
So?
It varies. That's not my strong suit. Maintaining supply lines.
That all makes sense?
Okay. So we need to go and kill the boss and near expansion Kevin. 56 in the Institute, okay. That's okay. And of course we need to go back to base to consult with Sola. Can I beg this? I don't think so. Oh, yeah. Can't even unsheath our weapon here. The Institute. Finally. We have another map. 26 codex here, okay. 21 here, very nice. So I'm just going back to base for the time being. Let's go. Alright. So what the heck? Everyone has a mission. A burning curiosity, okay?
So, warrior,
Their living history. All this. It's great you've offered to. Just be careful you're not going over the eye's head.
honestly,
We need. It's.
I'll try.
Good.
Anyway, let's go burning curiosity. So there are 4 companion
Hey.
quests.
Yes. There's something I should have told you. So I'll just come out and say it. I was born in the Enclave.
How is that possible?
Oh, luck or tragedy, depending on your perspective. Before I was born, my mother and father lived here happily for several years. But they decided it would be better if my mother raised me with my grandmother and great aunts for the first few months of my life. So she left with me when I was just a hatchling, with every intention to return.
But the surge happened.
The life I should have had was lost. Because of all this, I never knew my father. I don't even know his name.
Is it common for Oberon hatchlings to be raised apart from their father?
No, but it is common for extended family to be involved in the raising of, as you know. I come from a long line of weavers, many of whom traveled in caravans their entire. It was apparently quite a shock when my mother fell for a hearthsider.
So your parents were looking for a compromise when it came to raising you.
Exactly. And I wouldn't trade my childhood on the road. My great aunts and my grandmother made me who I am.
Still, you missed out on your father. It's natural. Isn't it a little strange your mother never told you his name?
She was separated from him so suddenly. She had no chance. My mother is a strong woman, but whenever I asked about him as a child, she could only manage a few words before her face would crack. She found it too painful to discuss.
But now?
I can't help but wish I knew.
Does your family have something to do with your attachment to the...
Being here has meant a lot in some ways, and in others, it's very different from what I expect. Meeting the Hearthsiders was a lifelong dream.
Knowing now that this is your birthplace?
This was meant to be my...
This is definitely a twist. I feel like you could have told me sooner.
I am sorry for that.
So why hide it?
Talking about difficult and private matters is... And frankly, I rarely see the point in dwelling on the past.
I guess you and your mother have that in common.
Huh. You might be right.
So, we're going to find out who...
You would...
Of course. Maybe Lane would have some ideas on...
Actually, I had. The spindle mentioned a statue of... It's clear the Enclave commemorated their champions. I can't...
You think there's a statue?
I know it sounds strange, but the handful of times that my mother spoke of... Since she was one herself, is it so crazy to think she might have meant that?
Maybe not. I can scope out the statues in Upper Denevron for a...
Good. And...
Okay, Upper Denevron. Right? Burning curiosity? Yeah. Okay. That's one thing. Another dialogue is there.
Aurea, I'm curious.
He was trapped in the Enclave my entire life.
Right. But I guess what I mean is...
I always had this sense that it wasn't something she could discuss. She was in love with him. And then she...
That must have been...
Yes. She wasn't a tragic figure, though. She kept... And truthfully, I had such a good...
Until now?
Until we arrived here, yes. Most certainly not. You would have been a value... Did you have a good relationship with your mother?
I probably take more after my dad than my mum, that's for sure.
She gave you a...
Oh, the best.
My mother and I had our ups and downs throughout. As daughters get older, we understand.
Any chance our mothers understand us better with age?
She'll come around to the weaving, if that's what you... She loves...
She does.
Yeah, okay. That was something personal. Caspian, what do you have? Drowning. Alright. Okay, so it will unlock some new codex. First thing first, talk.
The Hearthsiders look more traumatized than a...
What?
I would think disorganized, suspicious, and they've been stupid.
I don't care about these. I'm just going to, yeah. Let's go, drowning.
Bryn, I'm glad you're here. I need to talk to you.
What's going on? You look pretty tired.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just about those 90 Drake scales. I know Arya said we don't need them. She just doesn't understand. It's dangerous out here, you know? Especially now that these Surgeborn, we need to be prepared for anything. It's just gnawing in the back of my... Do you think you could do it?
You haven't told me why we need them. Or but
We want the best gear and weapons.
so Sola asked.
Not exactly. They have other uses too.
Seriously. Well,
Kashar don't need as much sleep as Ashar or Casil.
but you need some.
It's been a while. Maybe 10 days.
I'm guessing Aurea doesn't know you want me to go Drake hunting.
It looks bad, but she just does.
To be honest,
Please.
Kaz, you need to tell me what's really going on here. The Weaver Band, more than okay. We're in the best shape we've been in. Besides, it's not.
You think I'm...
No, of course.
Era's breath. I shouldn't have, but you just don't understand. Everyone could die.
Whatever this is, please.
No. I shouldn't, but
Kaz,
I can't talk about this anymore.
Caspian is not okay. And I don't.
Drowning. Consult with Aurea. Okay,
think
let's
her
go.
Stuff is the answer. Hey, Aurea.
I know. I'm worried. Let's talk at the archive, privately. I'll join you and...
All right.
Okay. Another dialogue. What is it?
Kaz, you know.
Nothing's going...
You don't.
It's just... No one seems to You know what?
Okay. Same old, same old. Very nice. No dialogues here.
So, what were you speaking to the...
Nothing. I just...
I didn't mean to pry. I just wanted to make sure you're...
You want to know?
Then how come no one is at all concerned with the fact we can't leave? This isn't my life. Traveling with the Weaver Band was supposed to be temporary. There are things I should get back to in Tarza. And it's increasingly clear no one has... So no.
I'm so sorry.
I...
The truth is, we don't know how or when we're getting out of here. But if you want to leave, we should have made that more of a priority. Or at least made you feel more heard. So we'll work on it.
Really?
No catch. Apprentice or full-time weaver, what's important to you is important to all of us.
I don't know what to say.
That was sweet.
When's the last time?
Sola. Let's talk first.
That wasn't exactly the... I'm guessing the Enclave Council isn't your biggest...
What's not to like? So I let some nasty creatures loose. There's no bad impression, my charms.
And if they fail you now...
Then I'll roundhouse kick those Surgeborn back.
Whatever the Council thinks of you, I'm glad you're trying to...
Yeah.
Nothing out daring point.
Wood for the trees. Cool. Let's go.
And then, Sev and I realized we might be able to repurpose the carapace for more than just Loongate.
Uh-huh.
Purely theoretical right now, but I'm contemplating tangle-resistant gear, or even a protective layer around the cap.
Dom, I'm a little busy trying to look over these Tarmakind schematics again. Do you mind?
Oh, okay.
Everything all right? Things between you...
Yeah, a bit. I'm not sure he understands what my work on the Tarmakind smithing techniques means to...
Have you told him how you're feeling?
It feels like he's so wrapped up in his own discoveries.
He is easily distracted, but maybe you should try again. If there's one thing I know about Dom, it's that he must care about your feelings.
Then why isn't he asking about... Sorry, this isn't on you. I'm just frustrated. I need to do...
How so?
I need to show... By investigating Tarmakind practices, maybe I can make some headway on restoring these techniques.
Hey, I'm always down to investigate lost knowledge. Especially in...
You'll help me?
Of course.
Amazing. I'll ask the Axel if she knows anything about Tarmakind smithing in the...
Great idea. I'll meet you at...
Okay, so Arrakis, yeah, let's go and talk with him now. Infestation. Talk.
Making yourself at home?
Yes. I don't want to presume, but
And the eyes.
I convinced him I would be keeping an eye on you. I asked the kind of questions that make him uncomfortable. You know, tough ones like, how? And what?
Lucky for you, Aurea loves. Welcome to the camp, Arik. We're glad to have you. And your insight on the Hearthsiders.
You still call us that?
Yeah. But it's more... bitter these days. Surge.
Let's.
Okay, infestation.
How are you settling in, Arik? Things going well?
Good. Yeah, they're
Just good?
No, not really. Something's going on at the hold, and it's making the hairs on the back of my neck stand. The Eye publicly scorched you for opening up Asylum. And yet I've heard him telling the Spindle that this could... Meanwhile, the runners are stretched paper thin, keeping... Which, of course, leaves my people no time to deal with
Problem solver extraordinaire. So, point me at the problem, and let's see if we can't make it...
Really? Dancing... No, wait, I know. The Spitfires. A particularly aggressive group seems set on spreading through Denev. In particular, they're building nests in some areas I was hoping to use as training grounds. But we...
Would the areas be safe if I took care of...
Yes, though the nests are very durable. They will turn brittle if you get them cold enough.
Consider it done.
Maybe an odd request.
Okay, so that's how you deal with nests.
You ask
I was
Aurea
just
if I
shooting
can
at them.
Power the scry while you're tackling them.
Why not?
I feel like I have a lot to learn from Aurea and how she works with you. And it's strangely intimidating to admit that to her directly.
She is a force of nature.
Infestation. Cool. So consult with Aurea. Cool, cool, cool. Anybody else? Okay. Consult with Lane. Cool. Alright, Arikim. I thought it was Arrakis. Anyway.
Thanks again. It's genuine.
Ruined Fountain. What, this one? Dumb. Anything?
It might sound callous, but
They're in worse shape than any of...
they've done so little to repair the one. How can a society once renowned for its gene? It makes me question if they were ever
Some myth to keep Weavers going.
Exactly. Something for us to believe in, whether or not it was true.
The Hearthsiders are in shambles. I still believe in the dream of the Enclave. If it takes us to restore it, I'm up.
You're right. If it really was that at one time, I'm just...
Okay. And Lane. Can we compile codex exactly? Cassidan hold. Thank you very much. IS University. And first thing first, talk.
Bryn, I have to say...
Me?
I don't think you know what you're getting yourself into with the Enclave. You're not just helping them. You're diving headfirst into their...
Lane, if I can fight an Archon 10 times my size...
That's exactly my... I was raised in the midst of... There's always something unsaid or underhanded at play beneath the... Just be careful.
Okay, there is another dialogue.
You won't find Aurea's father running amid stat.
What do you mean?
You know what's most likely to get in the way of tracking family? A scholar wants to trace a family line to find connections between a living relative wants to find their great-grandfather using some oh-so-precious family heirloom. What a...
Why?
A scholar is objective. They have no emotional attachment to the family line, no sense of self wrapped up in the results of their study.
And you're saying Aurea...
I'm saying she needs to expand her search beyond Weaver heroes. She's not searching for family, and without objectivity, her search will turn up nothing.
Aurea did jump into this with preconceived ideas about who her father is.
It most certainly will if she doesn't come around to the idea that her father...
I'll keep that in mind.
Food for thought.
Okay, another dialogue.
One of the greatest tragedies of the Surge. The Enclave might not be that old, but with so many dead to the Surge-born...
I can understand.
Oh?
My parents' generation tend to stay quiet. Whatever stories Khanhanders had were beaten out of us by public. And we haven't had time since independence to...
Ah, yes. Bryn of Carnhaven.
Wait. Like what Darm called me?
I always am. Habit born of a Udean upbringing. But, yes. I suppose the similarities are there, aren't they? A population whittled. Did you ever have the urge to press a little harder? To try and learn just one or two stories? Even if it was painful for the...
I would have liked to. I was born after the fighting ended, but we still hadn't fully rebuilt. I found a couple of skeletons as a kid, out on the steppe. People who'd... There's a story behind those bones.
I can only imagine how hard it must be to adapt to the new, even more so when you fought so hard to get... If we ever travel back to Carnhaven, I'll try and record... Sorry, is that too...
No, of course not.
It's a date then.
Seriously, another dialogue?
I took a break from work earlier to... The way you take down those... Poetry in motion, even. If you weren't...
I don't get to see myself from the out...
Alas. If only I were an accomplished...
I want to see how cool I look when I'm fighting three...
I can't do much more than stick figures.
Well, now I definitely...
I'll,
Alright, drowning.
It's safe to say Cassidan hasn't been acting like herself. She's always been tightly wound, but this is something else.
Bryn, she seems more open with you than most. Can you describe in detail what's abnormal about her?
She's begging me for more supplies, even though the caravan is chock full.
Not that we could tell, because she's covered it up.
More than that, she just seems distressed. She's always talking about worst-case scenarios, and lately it's like she's convinced we're all going to die.
I have heard rumors of abnormal behavior developing in Kashar that could be linked to this.
What kind of rumors?
In polytheistic beliefs that are pervasive in the southern part of the Maida, there is an affliction known as Ira's Plague. The sufferer is haunted by twisted visions of death, and the goddess of justice, Ira, won't allow the sufferer inner peace until they repent through scrupulosity.
Scrupulosity? What is that exactly?
Oh, my apologies. I forget most people don't follow UD in eschatological study. Scrupulosity can be best described as a series of repetitive acts that one is compelled to do. For example, if Cassidan is plagued by relentless images of our band dying from exposure...
She might send our point out over and over again to retrieve...
Yes, in order to dispel the horrific...
Are you seriously suggesting Cassidan is...
Of course not. I'm confident that this is merely a stigmatized phenomenon that could not be explained through facts. So the populace explained it through religious...
Any ideas what facts could explain?
I didn't realize Cassidan was spiritual. Is she really trying to hide these visions from us?
Though not devout herself, Cassidan grew up with a strict ashram.
You're right,
It's possible Cassidan's affliction was a point of shame or contention between... Perhaps she fears rejection if she shares her experience.
Kashar. What does Ira's plague have to do with them?
While most see Kashar as a celebrated merging of the two cultures, some fringe sects disagree. They believe the wider lineage simply leads to more ancestral sin that must be atoned.
And let me just see. I think I am... Yeah, more than half an hour. I'm just looking at dialogues.
Really?
The concept of impure lineage is clearly hogwash. But I suspect the affliction could somehow...
All right. Cassidan is suffering. We need to do something about it.
And preemptively? No exorcisms?
As I said, this is likely nothing more than a condition that has been... A scientific explanation must exist. And thankfully, we are in the heart of progressive...
You think the Enclave...
Makes sense.
The steps in the upper city is where I'd start. Between the main building of the spire and the atrium used to stand a school for... From your explorations, the surge hit that area pretty hard. But some of the building...
Great.
Maybe the name of someone who suffered like Cassidan. Or a healer who treated... If you find someone like that, you'll want to search the areas of the city where they spent... Ira's Plague is wildly misunderstood across the Maida. If we could find a treatment, it could help more...
You're right. I'll start with the steps, then expand.
Yeah, we are going to get new codex in Upper Denefron. Okay, anything else? No? Thank you. That was, yeah, a whole lot long of dialogues. List of dialogues. Okay. What is this? Okay. Infestation.
Hi, Aurea. I am here.
That's weirdly formal.
He finds you intimidating. Personally, I don't see it, but I thought I'd be extra.
He does. Good.
He's wondering if he could power the scry while I run an errand for him. He's hoping you'll give him tips.
Happily. But feel free to tell him I was a bit scary. To keep him...
Okay, that's it. Okay, go and tell him again. Okay. Dude, you guys are, yeah, within 10 steps to each other.
Good news. It was tough going, but
Madame Silverbeak. Wins. Oh, where am I? I've coordinated lots of operations from Cassidan's hold, but I never had much formal training. A chance to learn from someone with decades. I'll be there with you then, when you get close to the nests. They're in the Bastion's yard and Envoy's Landing in Upper Denevron.
That's it. We can go. Going to defeat, okay, a new boss. Any boss actually. Just fresh boss. Expansion came in 36, okay. And we need to go to Cassidan's hold. Upper Denevron, Bastion, Upper Denevron. You know what? I'm just going back to Cassidan's hold right now. Yeah, the fifth one will be coming shortly. To Cassidan's hold. Alright, there are 2 wood for the trees, okay.
Bryn, you brought your talented smith. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I was wondering if you might have any information on Tarmakine's smithing practices within the
I'm not well versed in Tarmakind myself, but I recall one smith who hoped to make the techniques more widespread prior to the search. You could try searching the guild district in High Denevron for a registry.
Sola is actually hoping to restore the lost art herself. Anything else I can look for that might help?
The smithing guild also had an extensive library. You might find a tome on Tarmakind that could be useful while you're there.
Thank you.
I admire your ambition.
If anyone can do it.
I don't know about...
I can believe it.
Arakim, we will be having a discussion
Okay,
to
that is that.
clarify the meaning of no contact protocol.
Of course. Can't stand out.
The eye.
So,
Me?
the one causing trouble, the one poking into corners.
I've never been one to just sit around while the world crumbled.
You're keen to hurry the but let us start afresh, please. Share what you hope to accomplish by loitering around the hold.
Whatever you want to choose, actually.
Weavers outside the Veil have been hoping the still.
I shudder to think we have disappointed the cart pullers out there selling our collective skill. Perhaps they could write us a still. Your point is well made, though I look forward to seeing what knowledge outsiders can recover that the Enclave...
Like it or not.
The Enclave stands on stretch our resources too thin on risk. Certain elements of our population call for action, for...
Well...
Purely rhetorical. We must... There is no sacrifice. You, at least, understand the
I do.
Thank you for your time.
But...
You...
Okay, cool. Stern warning, and this is one statue, I believe. So let's go
Oria's
inspect.
father is unlikely to be a Casil woman. Besides, when it comes to nurturing parental figures, Ramanos's shrewd eye for politics isn't what comes to mind.
And what is this?
Need I remind you that your access to Cassidan's hold is restricted?
Oh. I didn't mean to.
You would do well to mind yourself, or risk losing the privilege of coming to Cassidan.
Okay. Again, stern warning.
Let's talk in your camp.
Nothing else, right? So let me just see again. So upper in front, that is our... Yeah, exactly. Way too much things there. Okay, let's go. So we are going to fight a boss. I don't know who is there right now. Kill district, very nice. Okay. Okay, envoy is landing and steps. So basically everything is there. We can start with guild district. Let's go with that. Which boss is there right now? Flash freeze. Island claw. No, no, no. We are going back to rest actually. Anybody else? We can just go and delete him like we did before. Yep. You know what? Let's go back to base. And is the boss changed now? No. Neither the weather. I'm just going to sleep to change the weather. Change the boss. Okay, nighttime. Let's go. Highland Ice Claw. I hate this guy. But weather is clear, so I'm just going to the guild, right? Yeah, exactly. Let's start from there.
Aurea thinks her father could have a statue in the Enclave just like her mother. So, I'm looking for a male oblong that fits our timeline. The Guild District. I should look for tomes on the Tarmakine smithing style, and a registry of guild members here.
Alright, what is happening there? My camera was moving on its own. Anyway, we need to go somewhere. Thank you, refined serenite.
Tarmakine smithing, a compendium on vented metalwork. Solo will love this.
Okay, we got something. Now we need to get something else. Alright, on that side, very nice. Okay, we need to go up. Ah. Seriously? What? No. That was a waste of time. Please don't tell me that. Search spawn. Regrows when exposed to tangles, okay? They become, when their armor is broken off, they become immune to physical damage. But exceptionally weak to heat and freezing. Who is there? Why? There is a search bar near? I don't see, so why it was shown on the screen? Oh, that guy. They are fighting with that, okay?
This appears to be a registry of smiths. It's dated prior to the retreat to Cassidan's hold. There's one Tarmakite smith, Xavier Nibreop. Looks like he had a workshop in the Iron Room.
Alright, yeah, that guy's flying over.
You're getting close now. Watch for the flames. You'll need to freeze the hives. They're spongy and resistant to damage unless you can make them brittle.
That's more like it. Work with the scry.
Okay, let's do frostbite. There you go. Okay, that was our first. Okay. Can't steal, seriously. Oh, this spell is great for the fire enemies. Okay, so where? I thought we had a symbol, right? Okay, lowered. Okay. It is lowered in the Vron. So going to do that, the yard in the bastion and in the steps. Let's go with this right now. Oh, one statue is right here.
As impressive as Auria's lineage may be, we're 200 years off the timeline for Arden to be her father.
Whoa!
Not to mention the lack of feathers.
Okay, another statue is somewhere. What? The camera is moving on its own sometimes. Okay, that statue maybe.
Oria, this must be the statue of your mother that the spindle mentioned.
One of the greatest enchantresses of her time.
That's a lot to live up to.
That guy coming over here. Yeah, we can fire it out and harvest it. I think with this boss, if you use fire, the material drops are worse somehow. Oh, I see that stone. Let me just get refined serenite, right? That is the name. Okay. Didn't want to do that. It's not coming here, seriously? Oh, it's coming. Right there, let's go, let's go. And we can defeat it. You know what, let's go for the... Seriously, you know what, let's go for this one first. Dude. Okay, one foot is gone, very nice. Come on. Yeah, that is why I'm running. Dude. And both of these are gone. I might die. Come on, get up, drink the potion. And let's go. Climb for the win. We need to harvest, right? Yeah, okay. First cling. Let's go for the right wing first. And it's broken, very nice. Seriously, it is still doing that? Let's go, harvest. Thank you. 1 golden. Okay, these guys are here. 2 golden, very nice, and 3 golden. See, the golden rate has increased. Dude. And there is more. Very nice. Nothing else? We can do this. And we can do this. Just look, how many are there? Can you please go away? What? All right. Okay, everyone's dead. Nice. We got everything. We got 3 of them. Very nice. Only 1 of them. I don't think. Okay. I don't think I ever got golden from this guy, and I have defeated him what 4 times. Now this was 5th time. Yeah, this was the first time he has actually dropped golden. Where's it said? Let's see if there were more drops there at the fighting ground. Oh, I'm down below. I got flinged. Refined selenite, very nice. Come on. Please reach it. Thank you very much. No mana, okay. Spitfire thread. Nice. Nothing else, right? Okay, we need to go there. Oh yeah, to the Atrium of Champions. Probably.
This statue does depict an Oberon, but it's impossible to tell who it is.
Maybe there's another statue that isn't damaged.
I'll keep looking around the city.
What? We can't use this? Seriously, what is the point of this then? I guess we are looking for a statue that looks like a bird-like creature. An Oberon. Okay, we got the thing there, right? Something is there. Nest maybe? I don't know. Okay, that was too straight. No!
Can't stretch the scry any further.
No, I'm safe, probably. I should have just jumped straight away. No fancy movement. Oh yeah, codex. So one more codex for the board. Will it come 26? Spitfire thread. We got a blueprint here, right? Before. Yep, exactly. Compiled research. I think it is not for this one, but this one for drowning. So pick it up. Compiled research, yeah, for the drowning. Mira's plague. Very nice.
It's like it's my lucky day.
Now we need to go
This
to
time's
lower
title.
Dinevron. Okay. So that was 26 done.
Ordered thinking and
And of
mental
course 27 is last one. And
Looks
two
like
more with the other
an
quest.
insert.
Bastion, lower Dinevron, lower Dinevron. Okay, this one is also... okay. So everything is in lower Dinevron right now. Two parts of the Dinevron. Search spawn hives near expansion cavern 36 in the institute. And we got this, right? Any great arc. Okay, it has to be arc probably. Just arc, seriously?
A herbalist in
So
the
no
market
creature?
found success treating a variety of patients suffering from these types of afflictions. Better search the market next.
Did I just waste the time? I mean, I got the golden thing, but still. So we are absolutely done here probably. Our nearest is steps. Okay, let's go with that. I think we can go from here. We absolutely can. But we need to go there. You know what? Thank you. That hurts. What? Still not dead? Seriously? Husk fragment. So what I'm going to do is just to defeat that Arc of Stick and Earth. It will take less time probably. We need to harvest that, right? Exactly in there. So yeah, when you are out there, you can use this loom gate to go anywhere actually, and it will not change the date and day or time actually. So just for there, who is there? No. Let's go here. So let's search. So if you want to, you can go ahead and without returning to base, you can actually kill every boss and farm them later on. But don't do it now because later it will be much easier. They will die faster and they will give more materials. So yeah. Should I heal? No, it's okay. Come on, just die. What the heck? I thought we'll get Frozen Akala, but we are not getting that. Anyway, let's go. With our power of level 3, we can defeat this guy really fast. What was that? Is he coming here or not? There's a chest, let's get that. Okay, there isn't. Seriously, only one of these?
Remember here, we need you to harvest a resonance from one of these massive arcs.
Alright. And it is open, I think so. Let's go climb. Okay. And harvest. That's it. Fresh Archon resonance.
Perhaps this will be enough to dispel her doubts.
Only one way to find out.
See, 2 golden. Alright, I don't have space. Okay, I need more space. That's it. That's all the material. Even this was remaining. That's it, right? Yeah, no other material. So we got only 2 of these and 1 of these. That's it. Let me just see. So there is an enemy who will drop the silk that I need. He has a chance to spawn right here. Not this guy. Anyway, we are done, right? Now, need the trip to go. Lower than Efron, okay. You know what? Let's go. I want to see what is the. Where is that? Option, keyboard and mouse. Consumable wheel, yeah, T, okay. Here you go.